Well, how's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Disney's Aulani. We're very excited to talk about this. We're going to talk about the pros, the cons, what we liked, what we didn't, our honest review, feedback, all of that. Well, my name is Justin, this is Lacey, and we do a lot of Disney content, from the cruises to the parks, all that. We love Disney. But this was our first time at Aulani. And so if you're thinking about going to Aulani for the first time, maybe you want to take your family, whatever the case may be, this video will be for you. Or if you just want to hear our feedback because you love Aulani and you just want to agree with us or disagree with us, whatever, this is your video.
Also, if you just clicked on this and you didn't know, we did actually vlog our whole trip at Aulani, so we'll link those videos below for you guys to check out so you can see our day in the life, everything we did. Also, follow us on Instagram if you're not, because we did ask you guys if you had any questions about our trip to Aulani, so we'll be answering those in this video as well.
And lastly, if you like what you see here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also give us a like. It really helps our channel and we really appreciate. Let's get started. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of chat through this, a little coffee chat, if you will, as we do.
Too bad we only have one Aulani mug.
I know.
Isn't it so cute, though?
It is cute. She took it.
I took it.
She stole it.
I took dibs on it.
So kind of like the intro, okay? I guess is like when we first walk in, the atmosphere, all of that kind of stuff. Let's talk about that for a minute.
And we will have B-roll from our trip. We can, find as much as we can that we're talking about to show you guys as well.
Yes.
But the first thing that I loved when we first pulled in was, we had people come and greeting us, helping us with our luggage, which was awesome.
Very upbeat, really excited to see you. You know, you felt like VIP guests.
Very warm, very much, Disney-like. But then you walk up and they have this amazing water for you. Just this cold, refreshing, fruit-infused water. It was so good. So that was really nice.
I found myself going there all the time throughout our stay because it was just really crisp water on a really hot Hawaiian day, but it was perfect. But when we first walked in, obviously it was jaw-dropping. You see pictures and videos of Aulani, and when you're in there, you're like, wow, the craftsmanship is insane.
So beautiful.
It smelt so good. I think we even just said it smelled like, when you think of Hawaii, you think of a certain smell. Yeah. It smelled like that. Whatever that means, it smelled like that.
They hit it the nail on the hammer.
The nail on the head, maybe?
Yes, with the smell for sure. But I love how you walk in and you just take it all in, but then you can walk, it's outside as well.
Yeah, so when you first walk in, you have both sides. You can go to the check-in area, down to rooms and all that kind of stuff. All the gift shops, But then if you keep on going straight, it just has this awesome porch.
Yeah, it's like a balcony overlooking the entire area for their pool, and you can see the ocean. That was cool. We all just stood out there for a while I can't believe we're here. That was so cool.
It was cool that Disney did that when you first walk in, because it was almost like you were there kind of picturing what your vacation is going to be like. You know what I mean? Before you check in, before, you drop your luggage, whatever, it's just you walk in, you're like, this is going to be good. Yeah. But actually, let's talk about luggage for a minute, because they greeted us before we walked in. They took all of our luggage, and you can do that. You can just tip them, We usually do a few dollars per bag, and they just take our bags and either put them in your room if your room's ready. Ours was not ready, but they kind of just put them away for us so we can just enjoy the resort. And we'll talk more about that, of what Disney did, which was fantastic, so we can actually enjoy the resort. But when I remember, when we were in line to check in, I was like, man, it's just it's the ecosystem of Disney.
Right.
If you know Disney, if you know cruises or the parks, you feel at home. It's just the way it all works, the check-in process.
They have a little area for kids to hang out and watch Disney cartoons. They have an app for the resort, so we were checking that, already seeing the schedule of when there'll be characters and all of that, which is very much what we're used to if you do Disney.
And side note, I did take a couple hours one day to actually do a complete tour of the resort, and so look for that video. And once it's out, I'll actually link it down below here as well. Okay, so we checked in. Like I said, our room wasn't ready yet, but it has the Aulani app and all of that, and it tells you when your room's ready. It's just complete Disney. It's fantastic. And so what they did, though, is they gave us this little key card, and it was for a room for us to go in.
It's called a lounge.
It's called a lounge to change into your swim gear, which is amazing. So we're like, cool. So we got some of our swimsuits out, had that ready, and we went in the lounge. They have showers in the lounge. They have
all the stuff you need, blow dryer, the stuff in the shower, shampoo, body wash, conditioner. They've got lockers for you. So it's a whole area just to, get ready, change, so you can head out to the pool and have a place to, do all of that in, which is so nice.
It's just cool because you kind of feel like you're getting your money's worth a little bit. If your room's not ready, you can still have that entire day to just sit by the resort, and your room will be ready around 4 or whatever. And so we got there early, and so we had the entire day. I forget what time we got there, but it was like 10 or something like that.
Early.
So 10 or 11. So we had the whole day. And also on our last day, our flight didn't leave until like 10 o'clock at night. And so we checked out our room around 11 a.m.
We held our luggage.
And we had an entire resort day that day as well, and then was able to get the lounge key to actually take showers and change and be ready for our flight.
Right before the airport, which was
amazing.
That was clutch. Like, I cannot explain how like spoiled you felt, and I'm like, man, I want this at every trip we go on.
Oh, I know.
This like lounge life is so cool.
It's amazing.
Because the thing about when you have a checkout time for a hotel, it's almost like, okay, what do we do to kill time before a flight? What do we do? You know what I mean? And so to know like, hey, the resort is yours still until you guys want to leave was really, really cool.
Well, you're paying Disney prices, also you're paying Hawaii prices, and so it kind of felt like we did get our money worth a little bit because we're able to kind of book in our stay, a little bit. So that's kind of like our first impression. The vibe was amazing, the smells, the scenery, all that. So let's go ahead and just talk about like the pools.
Yes. That was the first thing our kids wanted to do. They were ready to go to the pools, but we wanted to get some lunch first. And the thing that was very exciting to us, we actually heard about this beforehand, is Aulani, as of now, does do refillable mugs for drinks. So we went and got souvenir mugs. You can fill up on your coffee, your Coke, whatever you like. So that was really, really cool, and just a fun thing to remember the trip by with all of our souvenir mugs. So we started with that and lunch, and then we hit the pool. Yeah,
and they have Ula Cafe. It's kind of like a quick service dining. So we ordered some pizza and just kind of sat by the pool and was just really excited about the day. I think the course of the few days that we're there, I think we're there for like, what was it, 3 or 4 days?
I think it was 4.
4 days.
Yeah.
We used every pool. It was fantastic. I mean, I don't really have like any complaints of the pool. We have a couple things we'll talk about later, but the lazy river was awesome. One of the slides empties into the lazy river.
Yeah, that was such really a cool idea. Yeah,
so cool.
And the other slide is called Volcano something, but it's a dark slide. Like, it's
our boys called it Space Mountain. Like,
completely pitch black the entire time. It is so fast, but it's a blast. Our little daughter went on.
There's no height limit restrictions on that slide, and so we were just assuming that it wasn't that big of a deal. And so our daughter wanted to go, and she's 3, and so I went down first, and I was gonna catch her, and then she goes down, and Lacey will go down after her. And when I was going down that slide, I was like, there's absolutely no way Junie's going to do this. This is terrifying. Yeah. But there was no way to reach Lacey. So I'm like, she's just going to have to do it. But I was like, this slide is actually fast and scary.
It was,
and so all of a sudden I just hear this, like Junie coming down, and she's like on her stomach, and her feet are coming, this way. So her hands are like this, and she's going down, and I, catch her and stuff. And she was like, she's one of those things where she like was brave and stuff, but you can tell she was scared.
She's
and then
like, I'm not doing afterwards,
that again. I was like, how was the slide? She's like, it was scary. Like, it was like, she never wanted to do it after that. But just so you know, like, there is no, you think if there's no age, like height requirement, it's not a big deal. It is kind of a big deal. So I don't think I would put a 3-year-old on a slide.
Yeah, depending.
I know. You live and you learn,
But yeah, we, like Justin said, used and went in every probably pool and slide and hot tub there, and no complaints. Like, every area was so beautiful. I was shocked how many hot tubs there were too.
Yeah.
I feel like every day I'm like, there's another hot tub, there's another hot tub over here. And they do have adult only pools. They have an adult only hot tub. So that's really nice to know. I did walk over in that area, and it was very quiet. Yeah. So that's nice. Kind of, if you like to do Disney cruises, you kind of get that vibe as well.
Yep. Our favorite area was I don't know what it's called, but it was where you can actually look at the ocean.
It almost looks like an infinity pool in that sense. Yeah.
And they have a hot tub over there too. That was our favorite spot to actually like set up camp over there as well. That one fills up, I think, the fastest, just because you get the ocean and you get the pool.
Right.
And it's kind of close to everything. So that was our favorite area. But Junie's favorite area was, I forget even what it's called.
It's like a water
playground. I called it the Boneyard from Walt Disney World because it kind of had that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
But she absolutely loved that place. And so we would actually find a lounge chair over there too and just let her and our boys just play.
Yeah. It's
there.
like a little kids playground with, water slides and water squirting everywhere. And
there was just one time when we weren't sitting there. We were actually sitting somewhere else. And we were walking by. We made the mistake to walk by that.
That was a mistake.
Junie all of a sudden just like takes her shirt off, and has her bathing suit on, and she just runs up the stairs and goes outside. I'm like, well, I guess we're sitting here for a while.
Well, I remember turning around and looking at you, and you're holding her like swimsuit cover up, and she's like, Junie's gone.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll sit here. You guys go wherever you're gonna go. I guess we're gonna be here for a little bit. But she loved that, and the boys loved the slides, the pool. I mean, they could have been in there forever.
Yes.
So anyway, great.
Yes.
But also, it's on the beach.
Right.
And there was a couple days where we just set up camp on the beach.
Yes. Let's talk about the beach. It's literally like you walk down the steps from this amazing pool and you're in the sand. Like, it's so nice how close it is. It's nice that Disney thought through of having an area to wash your feet because I know people are going back and forth from the sand to the pool. So it is beautiful. It is shared with another resort, but it never felt too crowded. They had nice chairs out there.
The other resort's like way down there.
It is, so it's not like really close at all, so you wouldn't even feel like that.
No.
But they have beach toys, like sand toys for you to use for free, which is really nice as well. And then they have things like you can rent there, like goggle, like snorkel
gear and stuff.
all that kind of stuff.
The boogie boards were free. There's a couple things that were free, a couple things that cost money.
Yeah.
But down there too, they also had like Dole Whips, Dippin' Dots, all of that kind of stuff too. So that was a nice surprise. It was called like fruit on a stick. There was a thing that was called fruit on a stick. I'm like, what is a fruit on a stick? And then all of a sudden my sister comes with like the chocolate covered banana, and I'm like, was that the fruit on the stick? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I would have gotten that like 2 days ago, But anyway, so if you're looking for a chocolate covered banana, it's called fruit on a stick.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. The water is amazing. It's not the best for boogie boarding. You want to go somewhere else for boogie boarding. So that's probably why the boogie boards are free, because it's just like there's no waves. But because it breaks, it's really calming for little kids.
It's a great beach to play out for kids and swim at, and our boys did snorkeling in there too.
Yeah.
So
it was great.
It's just like one of those beaches where you can just sit at, and 5 hours goes by and you don't even realize it because it's just beautiful. They do have like food service too. People come up and they can bring you drinks and food out there, which is nice. At the ocean,
also by the pool, so it is nice.
Yeah.
Also, Landon got stung by a bee.
First
on the
day.
beach, and their staff was amazing. Like they had the first aid come out immediately and get the stinger out, bandage him up, and so they're always available. They're always out there, ready to help, and that was amazing. So also they had this amazing like walkway or running path right along the ocean, and sunset, sunrise was amazing just to be out there. Like, I would get a cup of coffee and just sit there and look at that. Lacey went for a run one of the days. And we also found a really cool spot to take a family photo that has Aulani in the background. And you just take that path all the way around. And we didn't have anyone to take our pictures, so I actually put it on my phone on one of the trash cans nearby. And it got a really cool background. Yeah. And so it's just amazing. All of that. Absolutely no notes.
Okay, so let's talk about character experiences here, because it is really neat because you are at a resort where the characters are coming to you, which I absolutely loved. So it felt like they were in your backyard. Truly, actually, in our backyard for where our room was. We'll talk more about our room later, but they do have different areas the characters will be, and it'll be on the app, just like you see on like cruises if you've done that before. But then there will be times where it doesn't say a time, and randomly you'll see characters walking around. So just like in the park, so that's cool. So there was Moana, there was the classics. You got Mickey, Stitch,
Minnie,
Max. Pluto. Max was out there.
Goofy.
Chippendale. So we saw a lot
Daisy.
of characters.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, everywhere we went. Then they did stuff in the water, like where you could like be in the water and the characters would come out, and like Goofy's out there and they're doing different activities and having like a pool party. So that was fun too.
Definitely, I felt like there was a lot more characters. Like, you can actually see characters more than just the parks.
Yeah.
I feel like on the cruise, there's always a lot of chances to see characters. But I felt like I was like, always running into characters.
Yeah.
Like, there was characters coming up to us as we're filming.
Yeah.
And they're just like, pounding it or whatever. And it was just like, wow, there's just a lot of characters out.
It was cool.
Now, they didn't have like the variety that you see maybe like on the ships or in Walt Disney World. There was definitely just a set kind of rotation. I mean, Stitch was there, and that was fantastic. But anyway, it was awesome. It was cool. And let's actually go ahead and talk about our room.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll talk about food and stuff
Yes.
after that.
Yeah, so our room, we were on the bottom ground floor, which at first we were like, we kind of wanted a balcony, I don't know, but like ended up being the perfect room for us, and we were really excited about it because outside of our door, we were on the Iwa Tower, and our back door led out to this big grass area. They have a name for it, but it's where they hold their luau out there. And so they have a lot of character meet and greets in that area because it's very spacious, very
also,
big,
the kids
beautiful
club uses
area.
that area too.
Yeah, it's kind of back where the kids club is. So there were times we're just hanging out in our back porch and we can literally see characters out there, and we just run out there and hop in line if there was any, if that, and take pictures with characters. It was also cool because we did do the luau. We'll talk about that in a bit. But when there were the luau's going on, if it wasn't like our night, we could hear the music and hear it going on. So it was kind of cool too.
Yeah. One thing too, I forget what room number we were, but we'll put B-roll over this. But our room, actually had like a privacy screen, so it wasn't just like there was the back characters were like looking at you kind of a thing. That there was some rooms on the bottom floor that were like that, but ours had a privacy screen, which was nice. And like mentioned, we were on the bottom floor, and I think the top floor is cool because you get like a view of the areas, but you can still go up, and there's actually viewpoints in the hotel to go up and see the view. And so I got some like time lapses and stuff like that. We realized that the bottom floor was perfect for kids because it was so close to the pool. Like, we were just right out to the pool, and we had that whole backyard, so the kids were playing football in the mornings. No one was out there. They had this whole area to just run around. And it was like kind of protected, so I wasn't worried about Junie like running off somewhere. It was just kind of like just a perfect little area.
It was also quiet, which was really nice.
It was so quiet over there.
Very quiet over there.
So we really did like the bottom floor, and honestly, we would do the bottom floor all over again.
Yeah.
That room was perfect.
Right.
So the room was a lot more spacious than I expected.
It was.
It's kind of like the room we had is kind of like a standard room you see at like the beach club or some kind of the Poly or whatever Walt Disney Resort, Disney's Grand California, that kind of thing.
We did get one with a kitchenette, so it did have a little fridge and sink, microwave. So that was really nice because I know not all rooms have that. They have different ones. So we wanted to get that, and that's a little tip for you guys, just a great way to save money. You can get groceries delivered there. We did that as well.
We did that like almost about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, so we were able to have some things in the fridge for a quick breakfast, bagels. They had toasters. So that was really nice and definitely saved money on breakfast and snacks.
Yeah, we pretty much ate breakfast in the room.
Except for one day.
Now, there are other resorts that probably have a lot more bells and whistles. And there's other rooms in Aulani that has other bells and whistles. So again, it was like a standard kind of upgraded room with like the kitchenette kind of stuff. But again, I really liked the vibe of the room.
I loved our room so much. It was so
I honestly,
cozy.
like, there's some people who are like, oh, I feel like there's nothing like super grand about the Aulani rooms. And I was like, I don't know if I completely agree with that. I understand there wasn't like a ton of bells and whistles, but just the vibe of that place.
The lighting is just so warm and calming. Yeah, the look of it just feels very much Hawaiian, like the culture of it. Not so much Disney. Like, they have a little cute Disney like lamp with Mickey and a surfboard, but it was subtle touches. So it just felt very much Hawaiian, which I do love that. I thought the bathroom was great, like very spacious. I love how they have a separate door for the toilet. They had a big vanity, a big shower and bath. So with the amount of times we're using that to clean off sand for the kids, like it had one of those like shower heads that you can take off, which if you're in the, the ocean and the beach a lot with sand, you need that. So I thought they thought through a lot of things that made the room like very family friendly and kid friendly too. And
talking about like the Hawaiian culture, it was just really cool to see that throughout the resort.
Yeah.
And so it really just, and I guess what I loved about Aulani is that it was such a relaxing resort. Now, when you think
Very
of
much.
Disney, like, it's not like, even the cruises, they're not like super relaxing. Like, okay, you can still relax a lot on the cruises. I've never felt as relaxed with a Disney, with, a Disney
stamp. Right.
because it was like they promoted that. You know what I mean? And so there wasn't like a ton of like activities always going on. It felt like you had to be there. You had FOMO. That's the thing with the cruises. I have FOMO. I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Got trivia here.
Yeah.
Got this to get to here.
Yeah, and there was stuff on the app you can see, and we chose honestly not to do very much of them. There was some paid stuff, which I felt like I wish there was more free things to do. That was one of the cons. I'm like, there's not a lot of free. I get why, because they fill up, but also I'm like, come on, guys, like have some more free activities. Again, we weren't going into this part of our vacation wanting to really do a lot of activities anyway, so we were fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was just cool though that it was extremely relaxing. There was like music in the lobby, like people like live music. There was storytelling by the campfire,
right?
Just really cool things that were happening throughout the day. In the evening, there would be like a pool party with like Max and Goofy and Mickey and all of that.
Yeah.
That was really cool actually too. So it was just awesome. You're like relax mode, and all of a sudden Mickey's like, let's have a pool party, and kids are splashing. They invite kids up on the stage.
Landon went up there.
Yeah. And
played
along. It was just really cool. So it was definitely the right amount of entertainment for us.
Yes, for sure. And the atmosphere, like Justin shared, you feel it from the cast members. You feel it from everybody. It's just, they're very chill. Like, it's just that vibe where it's like, whatever. Like, and that's the part that is very cool and just makes you feel relaxed, which I really liked. And it's like, you need something, here you go. Like, everybody was just like, just on Hawaiian time, and you felt that, which was really cool.
I have to say, we were there for 4 days. Every cast member was fantastic.
So great.
Like,
oh my goodness.
And I understand there's sometimes, we all have interactions with customer service, and it really, sometimes people are going through hard things, and so we look at customer service a little bit different than maybe someone. I've worked in customer service, and so there's a lot of grace we have, with that. But I have to say that though the standard was amazing.
It was, yeah.
And I feel like Disney always has good customer service, but this was like, maybe it's because they were so chill.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, oh man, this is amazing. But they're all so nice and smiles all the time. Like you'd be walking the halls, and then people would be like, aloha. Like just like smiles. Like they would stop what they're doing to make eye contact with you and say aloha. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, from like the housekeeping, like they're so kind. Our room was so beautiful, and even the resort, like everything was so clean. Like I don't think I ever saw one piece of trash on the floor.
No.
So their standards on that are, very much like Disney, very high.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were so kind, very gracious people.
Okay, let's talk about the food.
Okay.
Now we did do the luau, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's just kind of talk about kind of like the fast service food first. Okay. So Ula Cafe was like our spot we would go.
We would.
They had stuff there that you can just go right up to the counter and say, I want pizza, I want a cheeseburger, I want whatever.
Right.
But there's also another menu that was on the app that you can only get. You couldn't actually walk up to them and say, I want this. You actually have to order the app. Yeah, and they had this. What was it? Was it this
garlic
shrimp
tacos? Those
highly,
were so good.
100% recommend that. Like you have to try it. That was one of my favorite things at Ula Cafe.
Yeah.
Like I wish I found that out on our last day. I wish I had that a couple more times. Like the burger was it was okay. It was
Pizza
good.
Was good too.
Pizza was great actually.
Okay.
Honestly,
it was great.
my sister didn't know how big the pizzas were, and we kind of learned from her because we were dealing with Junie and stuff. And so she's like, just get one pizza, it'll fill like, or just get one pizza to share for the boys, because it's a huge pizza. So my sister got like a pizza, I think for each, both of her boys. They each had one, and they had so many leftovers. Luckily we had a fridge, but again, the pizza will feed 2 people easy. So know that. But I thought honestly everything at Ulu Cafe was great.
Yes.
It really was.
I would agree. And then in the mid-central like pool area, they have where you get the famous Mickey shaved ice, which we got more than once. And then next to that is the Mama's Snack Shop, which we got chicken strips there. We got fish and chips there. We got mozzarella sticks. What else? The mini corn dogs. I feel like we tried almost everything.
We did. Our boys said the mozzarella sticks were the best. So
Best in the West.
there
They
you
loved
go.
them, man.
They loved them.
Yes, they were their favorite. They got them the next day and the next day for lunch.
Now, one of the cons I have to say about the food wasn't really the food. It was more of where you sit. Like there wasn't enough seating
No,
to
not at
sit
all.
and enjoy your meal. It just didn't happen.
No.
What I didn't really like is I felt like there was people that were saving, like you weren't supposed to save like tables. But it was almost like they were, and again, like I don't want to judge too harshly. I want to have API, assume positive intent. But the thing is, I did feel like there was people that were setting up camp for a long time, not just for a meal.
Every meal we would hunt and hunt and hunt, and we ended up just eating in our room.
So,
thankfully, we had the bottom
floor, so
and
we
it was
just
right there.
That it ended up actually being nice because there's a table in there, and it was kind of around that time where the kids wanted to kind of reset anyway.
Right.
So it ended up being pretty nice, but honestly, like it was hard.
Just a heads up, if you don't have a room that's close by and you're gonna need to find a place to eat, start before you get your food trying to find a place to sit. I would recommend that.
And most likely break for lunch a little earlier than like noon or whatever, just so you can try to find something. But
yes.
And then another place that we really liked was Off the Hook. We were there for dinner one night. The great thing about Off the Hook is you don't really necessarily need reservations.
Right.
They can get you in. It seemed like they can always get you in. Now maybe some nights they can't. Right. But we were able to get reservations there for dinner one night, and their food was awesome. Yeah. Customer service was fantastic.
We did lunch there as well.
We did lunch there. Good. They had awesome options there. Now, we didn't eat at the other couple restaurants that were there. There was a place that had sushi that we really want to check out, but they didn't have any.
Were all booked up.
Well, they did actually have. Well, they had a waiting list, but there was like 15 in front of us.
Yeah. And
also, we didn't eat at Ama Ama. I really wanted to. Now, here's a tip. Like, obviously, the best thing is to like make reservations ahead of time. But I actually went there to see if they had reservations one night. They didn't, but they had it the next night. And so if you want to eat there, I'm pretty confident, especially if you're there for several days, you could probably get in. Yeah. But the best is to reserve it ahead of time.
Right.
However,
we did get reservations at the character breakfast. How do you say it again? It's Makahiki?
Yeah, character breakfast.
Anyways.
And
so glad we did that.
Yeah, and on the first day, when we kind of got the lay of the land a little bit, we went right up there and said, hey, is there any reservations like any time this week? Like, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, we can't do tomorrow, but we can do the next day. We're like, done.
Perfect.
Let's do it. And highly recommend it. It was a blast from the start. You could picture with Mickey right before you even get to like go in like to eat. And then once you get sat at your table, the characters come to you, and it was so fun. And it's a beautiful atmosphere. You're right outside, and really good food.
I would say if you have kids, it's a must-do.
It is.
And I also thought the food was actually pretty good.
And it was a lot. Like, we had leftovers of our omelets. They were so big. So we put them in our fridge, and I ate them the next morning for breakfast. So that was nice, too. But it was really fun. We had a blast and met some amazing cast members too there. Yes. They were gracious. So
check out the vlogs. You'll see kind of what we got and the whole vibe there. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Now the cool thing though is that off campus or off the resort, just across the street, they have places to eat. They have like a Mexican restaurant. They had Monkey Pod.
Yes.
The ABC store is really cool because they actually had some really cheap like lunch options. Like they had sushi, they had sandwiches, all that kind of stuff. So if you wanted just to get out of the resort, get a cheap lunch, they have all that stuff over there too.
All in walking distance. Really great to know.
Sodas, drinks, energy drinks. Like we got some After Sun moisturizer over there as well.
Yeah.
All of that. So that was good to know. We ended up kind of ordering a lot of stuff from Walmart, but you have that too. But we did check out Monkey Pod, and we checked out the Mexican restaurant over there. I can't remember the name.
I don't remember the name
either. Put some B-roll over it.
Highly recommend both of them.
10 out of 10. They're amazing. Monkey Pod was fantastic. Like, I forget what pizza I had. What was it called? But it was
some like Kahlua pork one or something.
Oh, it was so good. We also had like the lobster deviled eggs, which was really good. I mean, it was like $20-some for 4 eggs. So
but they were good.
They were good, but I mean, it's $20 for 4 eggs. So I highly recommend all of that too. And it was fun getting out of the resort a little bit.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the luau. Okay, so our luau experience was probably different. And it's kind of hard to give a review, but we can give a review on some of the stuff.
Yes.
So you want to explain how it happened?
So, we got rained out of our luau, but we did get to experience a lot of it because there's so much to it than just eating and watching a show. They have all these different activities for you to do luau, I guess I would say, or part of it.
Yep.
So we got to do little ukulele lessons the kids did. They have an area, like different stations all around in this huge grassy area that we shared about. That was right, in our backyard of our room. They have an area to make like little bracelets out of flowers. They have another area where we made, what was that paste that we made? It was very,
I forget what
it
it's
tastes
called.
really bad.
I guess you use it with meat.
Yeah, but they show you how they make it. So all these different little stations. So that was really cool, and we got to enjoy all of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you first check in, and they get you, they take you to your table.
Give you a drink.
They give you a
give
drink,
you a table.
and and you can just continue going, and the waiters will come and get more drinks for you. You can go up and get some beverages, and it was great. And and then they also had some some entertainment happening in the beginnings of it, and then it rained out for us.
Yeah, it was right actually when they were delivering the kids' meals, which those were great, by the way. Junie loved it, all the kids.
I was so impressed by Junie because they're handing out like rain ponchos and she's like soaking wet with it, but she's just like loving her little bougie Lunchable is what we called it. But it was funny. But we have to say though that the food was so good.
Yes, so we still did do the food. The rain died down a little bit, and it was all buffet style. So you got a plate, and you had tables and tables of food. Ugh. So many good options.
There was so many
prime
options.
Rib, a whole dessert table.
There was prime rib, guys.
Yeah, it was great.
It was so good.
And by the time we sat down, the rain did stop eat, which was nice. But they couldn't do the show.
They couldn't finish the show.
Yeah.
Because the stage was probably wet, and
Safety,
so we don't really know
reasons.
Exactly. Actually, it seems like whenever we go to Kauai, our luau gets canceled, and maybe it was just us or bad luck, but it just whatever. Anyway, but it happened again.
We had a blast.
But
though,
it was one of our favorite nights because we were just laughing as a family, and we felt like we still saw a good amount of like the entertainment because they brought the fire dancers up. That's all the boys wanted to see anyway.
And we did pay a little extra to do the preferred seating, so you can do that if you want more of the front of
which that was amazing
seats. Up there, so that was cool. But
Disney ended up giving all of our money back.
They did.
Like they said, dinner's on us, and we thought we're kind of. I mean, we're just like, what? Like,
we were very taken back.
We just ate an amazing dinner, prime rib, dessert, all that kind of stuff.
And we got to enjoy all of what
all
they
the
had
activities
to offer
and some of the entertainment. But Disney's like, hey, this is not our standard, so you get your money back. And so we're like, okay, that's amazing. So it was just cool how Disney, I don't know, they treat you right.
Yeah. I would definitely do the luau again. It is a pricey luau, and I've heard they have other luau's in that area for a better price if you want to go off campus, but it was cool. And then also they gave us all necklaces when they came in. The kids got ones with little Maui hooks, and we all got the big brown bead ones. Yeah. So that was neat.
You felt like there was value to it with all those little handouts that they did, and it was awesome. Now, speaking of kind of going off the resort a little bit, there was an area that we didn't talk about in the pool area where you can actually snorkel.
Oh yes.
And they have actual fish, and it's a controlled environment.
Right.
All of that, and we actually didn't opt into that, even though that actually it's pretty cool that it's just. What I like about it is you don't have to go anywhere. It's like you can just be hanging out by the pool and be like, hey, do you want to go snorkel? Sure, and it's a controlled environment.
Yeah.
I forget the cost of that. It wasn't I remember being crazy. There was a day pass. There was also or there was a one-time pass. Also a pass for your entire stay.
Right.
But we ended up leaving the resort, and one of you guys recommended it. And it was a 10-minute walk to Secret Cove I don't remember what it was called, but it was just right around the corner. And our kids saw a ton of fish, saw sea turtles, saw everything, and it was free, and it was great. And they actually preferred getting out of the resort a little bit. But anyway, so we're gonna kind of talk about that too.
I'm glad you mentioned that. And next thing I want to mention, while you guys were there, I was actually at the spa. Oh, so I'm not going to talk about the spa a ton. I'll do a quick little overview of it. But like we said, we'll link the videos below. So I think it was our third one that if you want to check out, and I talk all about the spa and show my experience there. But I will just say right now, the Aulani Spa is the most beautiful, luxurious spa I've ever been to.
And you've been...
I've done a lot of spa services and Disney ones for that matter.
Yeah, let's talk about this. You've done Grand California.
And
the cruises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other resort, I forget. But anyways, it was absolutely beautiful. They do not push products on you, which I really appreciated.
Like the cruise, they push products.
Yeah, and so...
And she always comes back with a bottle of like $70 like lotion that just gets put in the cupboard or something.
I use it.
Okay.
But anyways, if you want to do a spa service, I highly recommend theirs. It was absolutely amazing.
Was kind of jealous of, actually. I wish they actually let you have this service without having a massage, because I'm not really big on massages. And I get why they only attach it to a massage, because it would probably be booked. But it was kind of like
service.
Yeah, it was kind of like a upscale rainforest room.
It's called the hydrotherapy.
But they had like
relaxation room,
amazing hot tub. They had
cold plunge. They had a sauna, steam room. They had it all. It was outdoor, indoor.
They allow you to be there an hour before your massage.
Yes, and use all of that.
And
so go early if you do have a service. Yes.
Okay, so I feel like we've kind of given you like an overview of the resort.
Yeah.
And I feel like through that we've talked about all of our pros. One thing I want to talk about though is at night. Walking around, seeing the pools lit up at night was fantastic.
What a vibe.
You have to do that.
Yes.
Because there's no one out there. It's like crazy to me that there's like no one walking the resort.
Beautiful.
When it's only like 9:30 at night. Like no one was there.
Right.
But the pool shut down at 8, which was kind of weird at first. I thought that was going to be a con at first. When I was like, the pool's closed at 8. But when you're there, you realize, actually, I do like that. Because as a parent, I'm like, I don't
want to be at the kids out in the pool till 10 o'clock.
No, not at all. And so
they've been out there all day, and then
it was really cool. It was quiet.
Yes.
And we're already out there all day, so I don't know. It was fine. So that was gonna be a con. I wrote it down in my notes up on my phone the day of, but I'm like, actually, I like it. So now let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff we did not like.
Okay. So one of the things I was not a huge fan of is the kids club. It was called Auntie's Beach House. I looked into it one day. It's pretty expensive. It is not a free service. If you're used to going to cruises and you put your kids in the kids club, that's part of your pay for the cruise. This is a whole different expense. But yeah, I looked into the rates and it was pretty pricey. But they did have activities that the kids could do that I looked at like on the app, and I was like, oh, maybe we could just go in and do that. They would book up so fast, like so fast.
Yeah.
And I think we shared this earlier. There was a lot of things to do on the activity like schedule of the day that cost money, and I wish they would have had more of those that were free activities. And so that was kind of like a con for me, I think.
Knowing that, like, coming from the cruises and you're paying a lot of money for this resort, and so you're just like, there's not a lot of things that were just included. Like the food costs money. A lot of the activities cost money.
Extra.
Like, I mean, you have the resort, you pay for your room, you get the pool. And I mean, that is a lot in itself, but you have to know that everything else is going to come with a cost, an add to. So that, I think that was definitely one of those cons with that. Another thing that I didn't like was how fast the chairs filled up. Like the pool chairs.
Oh my goodness.
Like the whole pool chair game was ridiculous,
and
honestly.
Honestly, when we were leaving, I'm not even joking, we would have... There was
like
one time I was
vultures.
with your sister, and we were picking up our stuff, and I already had one person like, "Are you leaving?" like waiting, and then she had somebody on her side, "Are you leaving?" And so they were like fighting over our spots. We're like, "Did you tell them they could have it? Did you?" Because everybody is like trying to get a spot so fast because it doesn't feel like they have enough.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
That's hard.
Honestly, like, we've been to resorts before, and my sister actually goes to Mexico quite a bit, and she's like, I've never seen like a chair game like this ever. Like it was crazy. So kind of how they did it is like they would have cast members walking around. If they see a chair that was not being used, they would actually fold the towel, and you'd have to come back in an hour and take the towel and kind of like mess it up a little bit, and that showed that you're still using it. But if it was still folded up in the hour, then they would take the towel off, and they would also take your stuff off. Like, if you had your hat or your whatever, they would take that and they would, put it at, one of the little areas
They're these little cubbies.
Cubbies,
yeah.
you know, to go get it later. So that was cool that they were kind of doing
Monitoring
that. But
it.
still, it was just like, if you didn't get there early, it was very hard to find, spots. And you could, you know, I would say you could walk around for maybe 10 minutes and try to find something. But if you all want to sit together as a family, there's absolutely no way unless you went there first thing in the morning, which we ended up doing.
Yes, we did.
We got like right when the pool opened, we went out there and found some spots, and so that's just the way to do it. That was honestly pretty much our cons. We absolutely love this resort.
Would we go back?
We would 100%
tomorrow
go back
if I could.
yeah, it was amazing. There's ways to get things cheaper, like you can rent like DVC villas and stuff like that. You could you know, like what we did is we, you know, did Walmart delivery. There's things like that you can make cheaper. Again, go across the street, go to the ABC store for lunch. The prices over there for the restaurants were very reasonable. So there's ways to make it a little bit cheaper.
There is.
You know, the food that was actually in the resort at Off the Hook or Le Cafe, I thought were pretty reasonable prices.
I did too.
Didn't really complain about any of that. Again, we kind of have a mindset of like Disney parks going into this a little bit.
What things cost.
What things cost. And so, but it didn't like seem like, it didn't really seem, I know there's a lot of reviews, people saying it felt like Aulani nickel and dime you. I don't really feel that at all. I think you have to go into it knowing that it's not an all-inclusive resort. Like, and once you have that expectation, I think you're good. So anyway, that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and talk about your guys' questions now.
Yes.
And this is already a long video, so let's get to it.
Okay, so Laga Polo said, if you had to choose cruise or Aulani. So I thought about this. I love Disney cruises. Love cruising in general. I always will. Aulani is one of those things that we will not be doing as often as cruises. It definitely was one of those things that it was a bucket list for us. And so...
What would you choose?
It's so hard to say.
I already know what I would do.
One or the other, though. Oh, you do?
100%.
Go ahead.
I would say cruise.
Really?
100%. This is the thing. Okay, we actually stayed in Kauai, okay, before this part of the lake.
Yes.
Okay, so we were in Kauai, and we did a lot of entertainment activities, like running and gunning, that kind of stuff. And so we were ready to relax, okay?
Right.
I am kind of the person that wants more entertainment sometimes. But on this vacation, again, it was I wanted to chill. Like, I wanted it. I guess for me, though, if I had to choose, I would probably always choose cruise because there was just more entertainment that I can enjoy or I can relax.
I can see that. And
then there's ports, there's places.
Right.
We could have went out of the resort, but I don't know. I just felt like because we were paying this price tag, I wanted to be in the resort. You know what I mean? I didn't really want to go. That's why I went to Kauai first to kind of explore.
Right.
And then
I would say
I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. I would say for me, I would probably go cruise as well because every time we cruise, it's different. It's a different ship. It's a different port. It's different stops. With Aulani, it's like it's going to be the same stuff. You can do different things, but so I would say that too. But I did love Aulani. Like I'm not like that's how hard it was for me to even be like, oh, cruise, because I mean, it was one of my favorite trips we've ever done. For sure.
I think I like, you know, having the dinner and then going to a show on the cruise. Like I missed kind of the nighttime stuff. There wasn't a lot of nighttime life here, and I think I love nighttime on the cruises, and I think that's probably why I would pick cruise because I'm like I want to sit and watch a Broadway show or something like that. I know they had like the luau and stuff, but that costs a ton of money for that. So I don't know. That's what I would choose. However,
I'm probably there with you.
I love Aulani. Like
we're still gonna say cruise.
You know, I mean, they're still way up there. You know,
it is.
It's just like one's maybe a little bit higher.
Okay, Daniela Bernice said, "How far in advance did you book the character breakfast?" So we just did it when we were there. I know you can definitely do it, beforehand, which would recommend that, but. When we got there, they were like, hey, we can get you in the next day. So so just definitely check if you didn't get reservations before, and they could squeeze you in. Yep.
IndieGene_ said, how much is it worth staying Lonnie? I am thinking 2 days max. Yeah, I think you can definitely enjoy 2 days for sure. That'd be perfect. I really do. Honestly, one day, if you can get there like early in the day like we did, before your room's even ready, stay there all day. Next night, stay there all day, and then even the third, stay there all day after that. I mean, that would be perfect right there. I felt like maybe 3 or 4 days could be like the sweet spot though, because you're really able to kind of really feel like you've actually like seen everything. More than that, I don't know. I don't know if I would need to stay more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably could have.
I could have. But I'm also the type that I'm like, I'm good just sitting by the pool and going to the beach and doing that again and doing that again.
I think after 3 or 4 days, I'm ready to go explore more. I would probably get off the resort and do something, on the island. Right. Kind of a thing. That's just my kind of personality. I think that's all I could really take without like being like, okay, I'm ready to see something else.
Right.
That being said, I'm different kind of perspective.
Mrs. Shannon Smith also said, how many days is needed to experience the resort? By the way, loved your videos. Thank you for watching them.
A few, honestly.
Yeah, I would say a few days, honestly. I think it was 4, so... but yeah, you could do 2 days, you could do 3 days, and you could really experience a lot of the resort in that amount of time.
Get there early and leave late. And have that lounge access.
Yes,
and
take advantage of that.
You can have like one day turn into like feels like a few because of that, Okay, a lot of people are asking about like how much it costs for food and everything like that. Yes. I would say average like meal is probably around $12 to $15 for like lunches and stuff. Mm-hmm. Dinners are probably in the 18s.
And we're talking like the chicken strips, the stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, dinners is going to be more for sure. Like we shared, we didn't do ama. That's going to be more on the high end price ticket for sure for that.
But it was probably like what, I don't know, $18 to $20 something for, I don't know. What I would honestly recommend is just seeing the prices online and kind of budget accordingly. Mm-hmm. They also had a lot of fast grab stuff like in Ula Cafe, like salads and things like that. But again, if you're trying to go cheap, go to the ABC store. Mm-hmm. Grab a sandwich. They had sushi there. They had all kinds of stuff there.
And just to help you guys out, like we did 2 pizzas for our whole family. We had extra leftovers. That was probably close to $50, I'd say, for those 2. And then we did dinner, us both, like at Off the Hook. That was the most expensive meal we did there.
But I felt like it was like a dinner we would get here. We live in Idaho. And I felt like it was like around the same price range as...
$30 plates, maybe around there. And I got like fish and stuff. So, around there.
So around
Hopefully
there.
That helps.
But again, you can go cheap with Walmart delivery, ABC store, that kind of stuff too. Reggie Churro said, hi, I love your videos. How does the service compare to the Disney cruise service? Also, he said, how does it compare in pricing with DCL? Mm-hmm. So we talked about it, but the service was amazing. Like it was awesome. Like honestly, I even thought at times it was even better than it was on the cruise or the parks.
Yeah.
Probably because they're a lot more laid back. And I love that. Now, how does it compare in pricing? Okay, it's expensive, right? And it definitely is more expensive than the cruises because the cruises, pretty much all your food, there's a couple of, things out on the menu that aren't, but is included. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so if you add up all of that, it's going to be more expensive. Yeah. If you're talking about just staying there, it's going to be, this pretty similar to like cruising, but again, it's not because cruising includes food, so it's definitely more expensive.
It is more expensive than cruises. Yes.
And maybe that's another reason why I would prefer cruising because everything's included on the cruise. Mm-hmm. So you're not thinking about price tag after price tag after price tag
for meals and all that stuff. Yeah.
Here you are, like you're looking at price tag, to get a piece of pizza. You know what I mean? And the cruise, it's like you go to Pinocchio's Pizza and you get a pizza. You know what I mean? And you're good to go.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Amy McKenzie, 1988, said we are going in February. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you guys.
That's awesome.
What is the best spot by the pool/play area and what must-dos? Okay, so we talked about it. I would get a spot. It's the very far right of the pool area. You'll see a little
if you're looking at the ocean.
If you're looking at the ocean, thank you. And there's a pool and a hot tub and you can see the ocean. That was our favorite spot. And I was scoping it out like near the last day. I'm like, this is where we got to go. And it was really cool. You have it all there. There's bathrooms nearby. You're really close to the like Ulu Cafe too, if you want to like refill your drink. So I would suggest that. And then what must-dos? I mean, the character breakfast and the luau. I know they're pricey.
I have one.
But for free, hold on. Walk around the resort at the front. That's free and it's beautiful. Or run. Get a coffee and just see the views in the morning, evening. I would do that.
Also at night with the pools lit up. But this was actually a tip from one of you guys. And that was at Off the Hook, you can get Mickey waffles in the morning. Yeah. You take that, and most people just sit at Off the Hook. They're seating there. But you actually take your Mickey waffles.
Which is kind of loud over there because it's kind of by the pool.
Yeah.
So,
and you go to Ama, okay, which is a nicer restaurant. Mm-hmm. And you can have... And it's not even busy, and it's quiet, and you can have a table that overlooks the ocean.
It's beautiful.
That was so good.
That was so cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So that is a definite must do in the morning. Also, that was really cool is the 49ers game. We're a huge 49ers fan. It was playing, and off the hook they have it's like a sports bar.
It kind of,
and
yeah.
so you can watch the game there. We got some the French dip.
Oh yeah.
Was so good off the hook.
That was really good.
Anyway, so we had that too. It was a bummer because we actually lost some of our footage on the last day. And so we showed these French dips that we had.
Yeah, they were so good.
They were so good. So just try that off the hook as well.
And they have big servings. Like we
They really
split
do.
it and it was huge.
Yeah, we did split it. And that's another thing is you can split a lot of the meals at off the hook for lunch, and then that helps it be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, this video is already long enough, so thank you guys so much for giving us those questions. They were fantastic. And if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do that because we do this periodically, ask questions about different things. Also, subscribe if you have not subscribed and like this video. We absolutely appreciate you guys. And if you watch till the very end, if you're listening to this, my goodness, thank you so much for doing that. And if you would, comment the little emoji with the heart, because we love Aulani. Right? And so comment that below, and then it also shows that you were part of the I Watched Till the Very End club. But anyways, we love you guys, thankful for you, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.